Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda, and today we have with us the Nomad. How's it going?
Very, very well, thank you. It's great to be in Auckland. It's been quite a while, but it's nice to be here.
Where have you been?
I've been in Melbourne,
Right.
Wanaka,
Right.
back to Wellington, and then moved down to Westport, Karateri, like the west coast of the South Island.
Oh.
Probably about 8 years ago in Wellington, I set up a video production company, and I was just learning the skills,
Yep.
and met Jeff Marsland, who used to own Havana Coffee Works, and when I did a TV commercial for him, and it went really, really well, and then I moved down to Westport and the west coast of South Island to set up the business.
Right.
And I didn't think it was going to go this well, but it's been amazing.
Sounds good.
It's been really amazing.
So what kind of videos are you producing?
I do documentaries, and I do infrastructure videos for local council and regional council, the Wild Foods
I'm
Festival.
guessing the council stuff earns the money and the documentaries doesn't.
No, not necessarily. I'm pretty busy, so I just take on jobs that,
Yep.
and I do a lot of community stuff as well.
Oh, good.
Have you heard of the Old Ghost Road?
No.
Old Ghost Ultra, which is a beautiful, amazing mountain down in the west coast of South Island, and they do a huge run over it and do that stuff. And yeah, it's a bit of work for TVNZ, and
nice.
it's great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about some music, the
Yes,
record. So
that's
you
right.
brought a record with you, which is always a good move.
Yeah.
As you can see, I have a few already.
I know, it's a very impressive
So
collection, Gobi.
you've got this infinite. It's not a reissue. It's a retrospective of some sort. 25 years of doing what you're doing.
It's very interesting how that came about. Actually, I was down in Greymouth doing some workshops at the high school down there. I did one on audio production, one on video production, and one on photography, which are things that I do a lot at the moment. And when I was doing the audio production workshop, one of the kids, one of the students, asked me how long the Nomad had been producing music for.
Right.
And I sat there and I put the numbers together, and I was like, gee, it's 25 years.
Yep.
So I said in front of the class, I said, I'm going to go away and produce a 25-year limited edition double vinyl album release, and the seed was sown here.
Right.
So a couple of weeks ago, after the whole thing had been done, I went down and presented an album to the school and signed it and took some photos and gave a bit of a speech, and it's just a beautiful mahi where this whole thing came from. So
cool.
It's great, yeah.
So let's look at the record.
Yeah.
Show it to the camera. They're up there or there or whatever.
Check
All
that
of the
out.
ones.
Look at that. Look at
And
that.
there's a gatefold.
Yep, there's a gatefold as well, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gorgeous.
And you had it pressed at Holiday?
Yeah, and it's limited edition. It's all hand numbered as well. It's like 103 out of 300.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but because I had a record company back in the day in the late 70s, and we'd get a run of 500, and it would cost. I can't imagine what 300 of those would cost.
Yes, we're not making any money from it, but the energy and the excitement that it's brought to everybody has been incredible. And a good friend of mine, Francis, he's based over in Paris, and he did all the artwork, and he sort of worked on a lot of my design and artwork and posters since about 2005.
Yep.
So it was amazing just to have this incredible team of people come on board and be part of this incredible project. It's just been amazing, yeah.
So tell me what the scene was like here in Auckland 25 years ago, the electronic music scene.
So
were you the beginning of it? Was it already happening and you joined in?
No, I was one of the, I guess, pioneers of the scene.
Right.
It was 1996, 95. Back in 95, I bought like a Ensoniq ASR10 keyboard sampler that had 2 minutes of record time in mono, 1 minute in stereo.
Right.
And this keyboard cost me $6,000.
Right.
And I HP'd most of it, and it was a pretty stressful time to pay it off back then when you were doing music full time.
Yep.
And I started producing music and started learning how to use this thing and started making some beats. And then I ran into Pearl Runga, Bic Runga's sister.
Yep.
And we set up a project called Locust, which was kind of like live vocals, keyboards, and me making all the beats. And that was down in Christchurch. I started DJing in Dunedin in the late 80s, and then 92 I moved to Christchurch, and then 95, 96 when I started this project, we were playing it out and doing a few gigs around the place, and Andrew Penman from Salmon Dub came and saw us at an event and said, oh, listen, this sounds really cool. Would like to get you guys in the studio and produce a single for a compilation we're putting together. And that's where it all kind of, I guess, started as far as that sort of getting into a studio and producing a song and being part of the hard copy of music. Yeah, it was amazing. And then a little bit after that, we did an EP a 4-track EP on cassette.
Oh, good.
I think we did like 50 copies or something. It was amazing. And then a little bit after that, the band split up. And I was like, well, I'm going to start doing my own project now. And that's when the Nomad was born. In 1997, I started producing my own album called Movement.
Yep.
Tiki Tane co-produced my first 3 albums. He was mixing them down, doing live mixdowns.
He was just up here a little while ago.
Yeah, I heard, we're doing live mixdowns on DAT tapes. So we're going hire a big rack of EQs and effects and compressors and do a live mixdown. And then I came up here, back to the story of how, what was it like that long ago. I came up here and I got my album mastered with Chris Chetland at Cog Transmissions.
Right.
Which I think, is this Kingsland or no?
This is Eden Terrace.
So it's probably not too far from here.
Right, it's just down the road a bit.
Yeah,
Yep.
so, and they used to run Cog Transmissions, and they used to do like mixing and mastering, producing music CDs, all that sort of stuff. And there was a venue called Herzog that I remember we did the gig at.
Right.
And there was also a pirate TV station that kind of live streamed the gig.
Oh, right, of course.
Channel Zero, I think
Channel
it was
Z,
cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Channel
and that
Z?
was Channel Z. Yeah, so way back in the day, it was just incredible. And the stage had subs. Or this venue had subs all in it, and the whole place just rattled. And you play your music, and that was the start for me. And I came up here all the time after that, doing gigs at different venues and around the place. And then I'd always stay up at Cog with those guys.
Right.
And I'll never forget, like I was out walking around that same time, and Chris Chetland from Cog set up his computer, and it was back in the day when you could preload text messages into your computer and send it to someone's phone. He lined up 200, and I was walking around and my phone was beeping every second. I was just like, you little shit. So I had to turn my phone off. Good old days.
And did Chris master the stuff here?
He did indeed, yeah. So he remastered Infinite.
Yeah.
And then next year in around May, we've got part 2 of a 2-part series. So the second one's coming out with the second 16 tracks, same format, all the bells and whistles. So he's remastering that one at the moment.
So the remastering process.
Yeah.
Do you sit there with him and work with him, or you trust him to do it?
I trust him, yeah, because I've worked with him for so many years, like probably over 25 years. So he does an amazing job. He basically remasters it all, and then he sends it to me. And if I need to make any slight adjustments, like just brighten this one up a little bit, he does it. And the response has been incredible. The cool thing about this whole release, it's been a very social campaign. Instagram and Facebook and all the everything that's been going out, it's been amazing. So on last Friday when the album was released, I was getting tagged with all these different videos and photos of everybody receiving their vinyls, and they were doing really cool placements with it, with the turntable, and making little videos with the audio and stuff. And I was just sitting all day going, oh, that's so cool. It's just, it's beautiful.
Cool. So fast forward to 25 years, what's the scene like now? How is it different? How is it better, worse? Just different?
I think music is incredible, and it's still really, really good, but it's just different.
Yeah.
Like back in when I was doing festivals around New Zealand, I played at Sweetwater's. Right. And I think that was the last one.
Was that the Sweetwater's that Elvis Costello was at, and it was like late 90s?
It was the late 90s. Yeah.
I remember reading about that.
Yeah,
I was here at the time. But, but I didn't go to that one.
I think, and I mean, it's and the Gathering, you would have heard of the Gathering. That was a huge festival, and you'd roll in there. And the cool thing about the festivals, especially back then, is that there was no cell phone coverage.
Right.
And everybody had like a phone that you could people would mainly just text every now and then, sort of thing. And you go in and you just basically turn off and you just reconnect with people, and you're in the moment, and it was just amazing. And back then it was really interesting because the scene was so fresh. Everything was coming over from the States and the UK was like the big influence, but myself and Salman Adab and Pitch Black and all those guys, we were the guys that were first making electronic music in New Zealand. Yep. So it was really fresh and really exciting. And especially when I did my first album, Movement, in '98, I got so much support from just the whole scene in the industry. And I remember the guys like Cosmic Corner and all those people would just go out and they just want to buy CDs off you and sponsor you for your tour, and you just got so much support. It was really, really special times, Cool. Now it's, I guess, attention span's a lot different. Social media, radio's different. Everything's different. People aren't people are watching Netflix instead of television so much. So you got to move with the times. Like for me, like 2005 when digital became, iTunes started becoming popular. There's a program called Serato. I don't know if you heard of that. It's like you put a time code record on, and you connect it to your laptop and you play your own music that way. When that came out, that was a game changer for me because I could start playing my own tracks on vinyl and doing scratch and play stuff, but the music would come from the computer. Now that's really big, and there's controllers, and it's the scene.
It's mind-blowing.
And I love technology. I really love moving with the times, and I love new technology, and I love like all that sort of stuff. Just it blows my mind, and I love staying up with it all as well.
Oh, cool!
I might be 51, but I can still party with my daughter.
Yeah, you're a youngster. You're a youngster. So you've sold out of the records already.
Yeah, well, Rhythm Method distributed it.
Yep.
They got it about 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
2 days after they got it, the pre-orders sold out.
Right.
So they were gone. So I got a call from Nikki saying, we've got a bit of a problem, but it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
The vinyl's all gone, and it's just
going to repress?
Yeah, we're doing something special for the gigs, and then we'll see what happens after that. But it's not going to be like this. It's going to be different. But it's because it's all hand numbered and it's very special. It won't be a gatefold or anything. It'll have some clear vinyl, and we're going to release something.
Are you on Discogs?
Yeah.
I just loaded all these into Discogs. I just finished yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you listed them all on there.
Yep. There's 23,000.
And you're meant to be retired.
But I know all about the. You got to find the exact pressing, and and you can't have it the same again because that would take all the fun out of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
somebody will have to have every version of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then next year, we're really looking forward to the next version 2, which is coming out. So you mentioned the live shows. You got the show at the Mothership. That's sold out too. That's right. That's going to be live. Yep. We've got Friday the 13th of October.
All right.
Which is an interesting date.
Yeah. So what is a live show like?
We have my friend Tim Budgeon, who does a lot of visuals for Shapeshifter. He's doing a visual show. We're doing visuals. We've got a live saxophone player.
All right.
And then we have Anton Carter, MC Ants-Man. He was in a band called Rhombus.
Right.
And he's been part of my project since sort of 95, 96. So he's been there for ages. He's going to be emceeing the show. And then we have guest singers that come up. We've got Julia Deans, we've got Lotus Hartley, and we've got MC Free, and then we've got a few other little special people that I'm going to save for a little bit closer to the time. We've got Dave Wernham, who was mixing for She Had and doing a bit of stuff for Tiki. He's doing the front of house sound.
Yep.
So it's going to sound very PHAT, which is exciting. And some great supports, and it's going to be amazing. And the Christchurch show is the 10th of November at the Loons in Littleton, and that's looking epic as well. So it's very exciting.
And are you working on new music now?
The idea is that we do the next do the tour, do the gigs, and then early next year we release the next one, and then the project after that will be the new album, which will be same format.
Right. Oh, okay.
But it means that I have to write 16 tunes, so it's going to be it's a bit of a balancing act between that and the video production company.
You need help.
Yeah, I do. Come down.
No. But it sounds like it's all happening, so it's got to be exciting.
It's very, very exciting. And just bringing all these people together, and it's kind of reconnecting with the industry, reconnecting with all these different musicians and artists and people like Chris at Cog and everyone that's been involved over the last 25 years. It's really, really exciting, and I'm really excited about the next release next year, and then sort of working on some new material, which is really cool, and putting that on vinyl, and giving thanks to my current job, because it's cost a lot of money to do this, and there's no way I'd be able to afford it if I was just doing music full time without having a label behind me.
Sad but true.
It is, so it's thank you, video clients down on the coast.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'll let you get back to the video clients then, but thank you for stopping up here and saying hi and telling us all about it. It's very exciting.
It's an honor to be here.
Good luck with everything.
Cheers. Thanks.
Awesome.